Okay, so we can begin with question number 1 that says that in a recent research survey by intelligence consultants on the use of services of auditing firms by various NGOs in Kenya in the year 2002, the findings were as follows. So we are given those figures. As you can see, the question is asking us, determine which audit firms are likely to audit more NGOs in 2003 financial year. So in order to answer that question, we will need to say the 2002 shares, the 2002 shares. Janet, welcome. So I'm saying the 2002 shares, you multiply by transition matrix. Transition matrix. That will give us the 2003 shares. The 2003 shares. That is how we are going to get it. So the market shares are, or the companies that are there, we have PM, we have DT, we have BA, and we have EA. Now the PM is 0.2. This is 0.3, this is 0.4, and this is 0.1. That is according to information number 5. Then you multiply by the transition matrix. Now the transition matrix is usually written like this. We say from 2, we have PM here, we have DT, we have BA, and we have EA, so 2. That is the format of the transition matrix. And a transition matrix has rows and columns. And a column shows retentions and gains from, while a row shows retentions and losses. So when you read the question, you are required to be able to know whether the question is referring to a loss or a gain. And if it's a gain, you therefore record it in a column. If it is a loss, you record it in a row. So going to information 1, we can see that out of those NGOs which used PM auditors in the year 2001 financial year, 10% switched to DT auditors. So we are going to argue that is from PM to DT, 0.1. 10% switched to BA, 0.1. And 10% switched to EA, 0.1. And the other thing that you should take note of, Janet, mute yourself. As you are speaking. The other thing you notice is that these values here should add to 1. They should add to 1. So now that they're not adding to 1, it means the balancing figure is 0.7. So the 0.7 is what has been retained. Now, out of those which used DT auditors in the same year, 20% switched to BA. So from DT to BA, we have 0.2. And 10% to EA, 0.1. So now that is all that we have been told about DT, and you can see we have 2 spaces that are remaining. You can see there is this and this. So you are supposed then to take that there was no one who moved from DT to PM. So if you assume that there was no one, then it means that DT was able to retain 70% of its clients. 0.7. Out of those which were using BA, only 10 switched to EA. So from BA to EA, 0.1. And because we are only told, or we are told only, that means they must have retained 90%. So this is 0.0 and this is 0.0. That is what they retained. Then out of those which used EA, 20% switched to PM. So here we have 0.2, those which to PM, 10 to DT, that is 0.1, 10 to BA, that is 0.1. So then it means that this one must have retained 0.6. 0.6. So when it comes now to multiplication of matrices, you can see this is a 1 by 4. And this one is a 4 by 4. So first of all, the columns are in the first and the rows in the second are green. So we are going to get a matrix that is a 1 by 4 again. So here, I want you to multiply. Take your calc and multiply these values with the values in the first column as you add, and give me the answer. .16. Multiply with the second, we get now DT. Multiply so that we get the A now. 0.45, and EA. Zero point 115. By the way, these values that we were given were for 2001. So what we shall need to do, these were 2001. It was not 2002. Now, when you multiply, it should give you the 2002. The 2002. Yeah, the values given in information 5, therefore 2001. But the question is asking us for 2003. Now, you cannot move straight from 2001 and go to 2003. Lazima upitie 2002. So what we shall do is now to use the values of 2002. So now that is the time down there. Utaandika another formula. 2002 shares. Below that, 2002 shares multiplied by transition matrix will give us 2003. Will give us 2003 shares. So the values we got there, 0.16, we now bring them here, 0.24, 0.45, and 0.15. So multiply after you copy. That's great. What are the answers? Or you just copied? I am now waiting for the answers. What did you get? Sarah? 0 points. 142. Then 0 points. 1 99 489 175. Good. And are they adding to 1? Good. So we are adding to 1. Are they agree? Yes or no? You're just adding these 4 values. These are whether they are adding to 1.
Line 9 would be 0.48, not 0.81.
This is 84. Yes, I could see that those 2 9s are at least in a 5 in the back. So this is 4. So yeah, that now they will add. Yes, Janet, I can see you saying yes. Good. So with that, for now, they are adding. We go to the next question. The next question says that the manufacturer of term soft drinks has been facing stiff competition from other manufacturers and is now considering whether to undertake an advertising campaign or not. If the current branding remains, the transition matrix is as follows. After the campaign, which will cost 20 million, the transition matrix is expected to be, now the market size is 40 million consumers and profitability per customer is 5 shillings annually. Would you recommend the advertising campaign in the long run? So that is a question on advice, and when you're told to advise, you must know what to be the decision criteria. Decision criteria, we say, is the character that you look for you be able to tell your client that this is the way to go or this is not the way to go. So in our case here, we are going to work with profitability. And how are we going to get the profit in this case? Profits will obviously then be equal to the long run market share, 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 you multiply by market size. You multiply by market size. You multiply by profit per customer. Profit per customer. Then you minus the costs. You minus the costs. So that is how it will be arrived at. The long run market share multiplied by market size multiplied by profit per customer. Then you less any other cost. So we will say let long run market shares be X for term and Y for others, where X plus Y is equals to 1 and Y is equals to 1 minus X. And Y is equals to 1 minus X. Before the campaign, we have term here and we have others. The share for term is X and the share for others is Y, but we are not going to write Y, we shall write 1 minus X that way. You multiply by transition matrix, whereby we have term and we have others here. Then here we have term and we have others. Now the transition matrix before the campaign is 0.85, 0.15, 0.25, and 0.75. We have term here and we have others. So this is X and this is 1 minus X. As I told you the other day, in the short run, when you multiply the current by the transition, the future is different. Like you have seen in the first question we have handled, when we have multiplied, the answers we have gotten, they are different. But in the long run, which we also say is called the steady means it's not changing. We also say it is called equilibrium, meaning it's balancing at that point. Then you notice that the current, when multiplied by the transition, it remains to be, or it is still equal to the future. The reason why we change this or we substitute this is to reduce our workload. If you do wrote Y here, that means you do 2 equations. But when you substitute it that way, you just do 1 equation. So we just multiply kawaida, and when you now multiply this way, you will get 0.85x plus 0.25 minus 0.25x is equals to x. It's equals to x. So putting like terms together, we have 0.85x minus 0.25x minus 1x equals minus 0.25. So I want you to solve there and straight on tell me the value of x is what? 0.625. So therefore, y should then be 1 minus 0.625, which is 0.375. So the profits term, which is equal to x, will be 0.625 according to the formula we have written, the long run market share, multiplied by the market size. Market size is 40 million customers, and each customer is giving us a profit of 5, and then the cost is 0. You're not told there is any costs. That becomes 125. And then for the others, which is y is equals to 0.375 multiplied by 5 by 40 multiplied by 5 minus 0. Huh? 75. So then after that, I had the opportunity to say me, after the campaign, we will have 0.9 here and 0.1, 0.3 and 0.7. So I would like you to copy and solve in a similar style like we have done and tell me the profits. Answers. Profits. Oh, kuna kitu most likely nitanunua hapa kwa tamu toa 25. See, they are doing a campaign of 25 million. Is it 25 or 20 million? The campaign will cost 20. So toa 20. Lakini the others are not doing a campaign. So uking'oa hiyo tamu wanabaki na profit ya how much? 130. Dawa wengine wanabakisha 50. So what then do you advise? Should they undertake the campaign or they should not undertake the campaign? When you look at the profits made. Huh? Have you got the good values? Not yet. So this one, we should have gotten it at 0.9x plus 0.3 minus 0.3x being equal to x. So 0.9x minus 0.3x minus 1x is equals minus 0.3. So this one, you subtract and you're left with minus 0.4x. Is equals to minus 0.3. So x here becomes 0.75 and y becomes 0.25. That is x minus 1 minus x. So in terms of the profit, I'm saying term which is presented by x should command 0.75 of the 40 million times 5, you minus 20. This is the one we are getting 130. And the others which are presented by y is 0.25 multiplied by 40 multiplied by 5 minus 0. Hiyo ndio umesema ni 50. Yeah. Questions are you okay now? So what advice do you offer? Sarah, you said what?
I say
I forgot what you said.
I should we go for this.
Go for it. Go for. Yeah, the advice is that they should undertake a campaign. They should campaign. And the reason is the profits have increased from 125 to 130. They should undertake a campaign. And the reason is that the profits have increased. I think now we are good. So we go to the next question. That says, Jana, Leo, and Kesho are consultants in Mombasa and have undertaken a survey about their clients' switching behavior. The results are, we are given there. So the market shares and clients for each firm at that 1st December 2017. First of all, that is an error. The where is written 2017 should be 2008. 2008, not 2017. Okay. As you can see, there is the number of clients as at that 1st of December 2006. I want you to add and record the total down there on the past paper. You add and record the total there. Do the same with the clients as at that 1st of December 2007. You add and record the total, and then you tell me what you are able to see. Yeah, the same. Good. That tells you the market size remains the same. What happens is that people keep on shifting from one location to the other, but the total market remains more or less the same. That's why you hear there is a shifting of crowds. Eh? Like now, kama saa hii tuko kwa siasa. The voters ni wale tu. But now unapata kuna wale walikuwa 2017 wana support hii side, now they are on this other side and vice versa. So more or less the same. Yeah. Even with clients. So what we need to do for us to get the share of 2008, we will need to first of all create the transition matrix. Or you can still when you are asked to get the 2008, you will tell us it is 2007 shares. 2007 shares. You multiply by transition matrix. Transition matrix. So that you are able to get 2008 shares. 2008 shares. That is the formula that we are going to work with. So 2007 shares. 2007 shares. We have 3 firms here. There is one that is called Jana. And this is how you're going to get it. We have 212. When you have added, the total has come to what? 1,141. 51. So divide this and give me the answer to, you can work with 3 decimals or 2 decimals. Let's work with 2 decimals. 0.18. When we come to Leo, it is 417. You divide by 1151. 0.36. And when you come to Kesho, it is 522. You divide by 1151. 0.4. Now, if you get 0.45 and you add to this and this, you will get what? You see, it's not adding exactly to 1. Reason being, we have made some mistakes by rounding up or down. So if you have been rounding, what we do, ile ya mwisho, you get it as 1 minus these others. So that what you write there, the 3 of them or whatever number they add exactly to 1. So if you subtract the first 2 from 1, then you record 0.46. That's all. Yeah. So then we have transition matrix. Transition matrix. So the transition matrix, we have said here, we are saying from Jana, Leo, Kesho. to jana, leo, and kesho. And this is how it's recorded. Maybe for a minute you see. This is how it's recorded. I've told you that the row represents losses too. So if you look at the sub-columns where we are given loss of client 2, jana, it lost 15 to kesho, so that 15 should be written in the row of jana, and it lost 9 to kesho. So if you look at the beginning of the year 2006, jana had begun with 204. So nataka uchukue uniambie 204 less 15 less 9. That is 100. What this means is that jana retained 180, lost 15, lost what? 9. And because these are probabilities, we shall divide by 204. When you come to Leo, Leo lost 12 to jana out of what they had, 416. They lost 7 to kesho out of 416. So tell me they retained how many? 416 less 12 less 7. 397 out of 416. You argue the same way here. They lost 20 from the 5 that won. They lost 5 from 5 that won. So how many did they retain? How many did they retain? 5 or 6 out of 5 that won. Now tell me this one. 20 divided by 5 that won. 0.04. Give me 5 divided by 5 that won. 0.001. So 2 decimals 001. 0.01. And just like I've told you up here, because we are rounding, there are some errors that are taking place. So to get this one, you will say 1 minus. So tell me 1 minus. It's already 0.95. So copy and do the same thing. Copy and do the same thing. Give me the values. So the answers. 0 point what here? Hapa chini 0 point. Then hapa 0 point 07. Then here. Then here 0 point. And here 0.5. Good. So let's now get the 2008 shares. So the 2008 shares, we have Jana, we have Leo, we have Kesho. Hebu nisomee ilikuwa na 0 point what? 48 18. 0 point. The first.
The first share is 0.18.
Then
0.36.
0.46. Good. So we multiply by, this is Jana here, this is Leo, this is Kesho. So here we have Jana, which has 0.88, 0.03, 0.04. Then we have Leo, which is 0.07, 0.95, 0.01. We have Kesho here, which is 0.05, 0.02, 0.95. So multiply. You get Jana, you get Leo, and you get Kesho. The last one, what we shall do because of the errors. After the first two, we subtract them from 1. We'll put the third one. What did you get? 0 points? Huh? 0 points? 4, 5. Good. So when they ask for the crimes, if you want to convert these to crimes, then you say Jana, they had 0.19 times 1151. Mm-hmm. 218. So you can either round it there or ignore it. So now that I've written, let's write 218. Leo, it is 0.36 multiplied by 1151. 414. And then Kesho is 0.45 times 1151. Now, once you add, you should get 1151. So because of the rounding, the third one should be gotten as the balance. 519. Then we are told to get the long run state. The long run state. So in getting the long run, so this is what you do. You say, let long run shares to be, let the long run shares to be X to represent Jana, Y to represent Leo, and Z to represent Kesho. where x plus y plus z is equals to 1. And as I told you, you say z is equals to 1 minus x minus y. That will make your work a little bit easier. Alafu sasa unasema then. When you say then, down there now, you are going to have something like this. Where we have Jana, it is now what? X. Where we have Leo, it is Y. Where we have Kesho, it is Z. But instead of Z, it is 1 minus X minus Y. The same case here. X, we have Y, we have 1 minus X minus Y. That way. Tulisoma nini ya programming? So we are now on the left with functions. You just now multiply as usual, whereby you say this row multiplied by this column is going to be 0.88x plus 0.03y plus 0.04 minus 0.04x minus 0.04y is equal to x. You put right terms together, whereby you tell us 0.88x minus 0.4x minus 1x plus 0.03y minus 0.04y is equal to minus 0.04. You put like terms together that way. Is that okay? Chukua calc uniambie 0.88 minus 0.04 minus 1 is what? 16x. 0.03 minus 0.04. Okay. Should be equal to minus 0.04. In this one, you can call it equation number 1. Call it equation number 1. Now that we have two unknowns, you see we have two unknowns here. We have x and y. It means we require two equations so that we can be able to solve. So we do the same now with the second column, whereby we have 0.07x plus 0.95y plus 0.01 minus 0.01x minus 0.01y is equals to y. So this becomes 0.07x minus 0.01x plus 0.95y minus 0.01y minus 1y is equal to minus 0.01. So this one, we are left with 0.06x minus 0.06y is equal to minus 0.01. And this one, you call it equation number 2. Now, those two equations are simultaneous equations, which now we need to solve. And because we are in the topic of matrices, I want us to solve using matrix method. So using matrix algebra, the matrices will be minus 0.16, minus 0.01, 0.06, minus 0.06. You multiply this by x here and y. Should be equal to minus 0.04, minus 0.01. Then this becomes x here and y here should be equal to minus 0.16, 0.06, minus 0.01, minus 0.06, but it's coming in as inverse that way, multiplied by minus 0.04, minus 0.01, so tukasema when you get it that way, first of all, you get the determinant. The determinant will be minus 0.16 multiplied by minus 0.06. Then you minus 0.06 times minus 0.01. That way. So with that, then tukasema you create new matrix. So new matrix is minus 0.06 here and minus 0.16, then becomes minus 0.06 here and 0.01. That's the new matrix. And with that now we are able to proceed here and say xy. The inverse now will be 1 out of the determinant, 0.0102 minus 0.06 minus 0.06, 0.01 minus 0.16 multiplied by minus 0.04 minus 0.01 . So x, y, I think you can just multiply straight and give me the final answers. Multiply and then divide by the inverse and by the determinant. Then give me the answer straight. Zero 0.235. The next. One 118. Confirmed. Are you getting that? What do you have? 0.392. The first one.
The first one is 0.225. The second one,
you are supposed to say minus 0.06 times minus 0.04 plus 0.01 times minus 0.01 equals, you divide by 0.0102 equals 0.225. Then this other one is minus 0.06 times minus 0.04 plus minus 0.016 times minus 0.01 equals, divide by 0.0102 equals 0.0392. So thus, X is 0.225, Y is 0.392, and Z is 1 minus 225 minus 392. So 1 minus 0.225 minus 0.392, 0.383. Those are the long run shares. So that is how it should be. And if they want the clients, if they have asked you for the clients, then as we have said, if they need the clients in the long run, Leo, which was represented by X, will get 0.225 times 11. What do you call 1151? Give me that number. Two 15s. 259. Then here you go, Jana you're presented by X. Then Leo, you're presented by Y, which is 0.392 multiplied by 1151. $451. So that Kesho, which is represented by Z, is 0.383 multiplied by 1151. $441. So that they add back to 1151. So in the past papers, you can be able to identify some other questions which you can look at. So we then call it a day and lesson at that junction. So next time we look at functions. Thank you.